Yeah, the boy tore his ACL. So
this is going great.
Let's start and explain what happened.
So we're obviously playing the Houston Texans this past week, and we called the screen to AJ. Vrabel always talks about not talking about scheme and stuff, but we called the screen to AJ. So I took 3 hard steps down, went out, and I don't know what happened. I haven't even watched the play since then, but AJ is supposed to press up and then go back, and so he can get the ball, and then I'm supposed to pick off the guy that's blocking him. I'm pretty sure the guy was pressed. Was he pressed, Nate?
I believe so.
Did they show that in film today? He was pressed? You skipped it? Good. I appreciate that. That was a test. So I go out there and the guy's all hung up over AJ. And so I go to dive. I go to plant and dive to get this, like kind of like trying to save the play. And when I went to plant, I heard like this loud pop and a tear. And I was like I grabbed my leg and I'm like, fuck, dude. And then here I am. I'm like, okay, you're a pretty dramatic cat. Like, am I really being like, is this a real thing?
Mm-hmm.
And so at first I was like, it was so hot. Like I never really had like a big injury before. Like I dislocated my elbow in 2012. And when I did that, like it was like out, like they had to reset it back in, but I didn't need surgery or anything. So like, but when I did it, my arm was super hot. And when I planted and I felt like that tear and rip, my leg all of a sudden like got super, super hot. And so I thought I dislocated my knee or something like that, or my leg. And so I went and grabbed it and was feeling it. And I was like, okay, well, hopefully it's not the ACL. Hopefully it's just the outside. Because I felt like the outside's where I felt like it kind of like rip.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm laying there. It didn't hurt. It was the weirdest thing. Like I think like adrenaline was obviously moving, but it didn't hurt at all. And the doctor came out and like Vrabel was there. Todd was there. A couple other trainers was there. And the doctor came out and he grabs my leg and he does like the test. And for anybody who's never had their ACL checked, it's like, you grab under the hamstring and you grab the calf and then you try to move the calf forward. And if you feel like a clicking, that's the ACL grabbing. And if it doesn't, then that's a possibility the ACL is not there. Well, the doctor picks up my leg and tests it one time, like one little yank. Nothing hurt, nothing at all. Puts my leg back down.
Oh, he just one yanked it?
He one yanked me.
He's not sitting there like,
Nope. He went over there, grabbed it, pulled it, and he like pulled it, goes,
put him down.
And put my leg down. And I said, is it my ACL? Is it torn? And he goes, the doctor says, I'm not saying anything right now, which obviously means absolutely your ACL is torn. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But I was like, check it again. You gotta, like, I was like, now I'm like kind of panicking. Like, no, just check it again. Cause I had a scare like this year 3.
Yeah.
DeMarco Murray cut a guy into my legs and they checked it and they said, you tore your ACL, and it ended up just being a bone bruise. I didn't even tear anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, you got to check it again. Like, just please check it again. Kind of getting panicky. And he looks at me and he's like, he goes, I don't have to check it again. And I was like, fuck, dude. So they, like, let's get him up. So they get me up and I'm walking and I'm kind of just like, as I'm walking, I'm like walking towards our sideline, but I'm looking up at the suites. Cause like my wife's in a suite and I'm like kind of just looking to see where she's at. Cause I'm like, I'm in fucking panic mode.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You have all these plans for a comeback season after doing getting a PED last year and all that. And you think like, it really hadn't hit me. It still hasn't hit me yet that I'm out for the season. I think it'll like for sure hit Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
It hit a little bit yesterday when we were talking, but I was like walking up looking for any sort of like comfort. So any like person that I know like that could possibly give me, because I felt like so alone in that moment or whatever. And we go in the blue tent and the doctor comes in. I think his name's Dr. Petty. He's a good dude. And he's like, do you want me to check it again? I was like, yes, please check it again. And so he grabs it, yanks on it twice, goes to my other leg. He puts my leg down and he goes, your ACL's gone. It's like, it's not there. And like, I like grabbed the dude. He was like wearing this windbreaker and I grabbed him and I pulled him into me and I just started fucking letting loose. Just absolutely started bawling my eyes out. Just overwhelmingly crying, like the sob, like the loud sob, man, like a good bitch cry. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta have a
just
good
let
bitch
it
cry
out,
every
dude.
now and then, dude.
Like absolutely, just fucking was like, it just sucked. It just sucked at that moment. I was like, you just feel so helpless, you know, and you don't like everything kind of moves on. It was super. It got weirder from there. Like I got my helmet. I put my helmet on because I'm like, I don't want people to see me crying. Like big tough guy. I gotta go to locker room.
Yeah.
I already felt cool enough that I was walking on it. Shout out myself.
Yeah.
And I go to the locker room and like the doctor, like, at this point I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't want to be alone. Like I just got to make sure like someone's around me, so I don't like go into the deep dark hole where Jerry now lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm like fuck. I don't want to deal with my reality right now. I need somebody to distract me. So Sal, our trainer, he's an awesome dude. Like takes me in. I'm like, I need to see my wife. Like, can my wife come down here? And he's like, well, no, with COVID protocols, like you can't, like you can't happen. Which when I got ejected from the Packers game like 3-4 years ago, Talon came down and we sat in the locker room and watched the rest of the game together. So that was a bit of a different deal. So I was like, I texted Talon, I'm like, what suite are you? And she told me what suite she was in. So I'm like, I'm going up there. So I got my football pants on, my socks. Like I took my cleats off and put like some like shower shoes on, and I'm wearing like my undershirt from the game. And they take me up the elevator to the suite area. I'm like walking by fans and like custodians and stuff and people like, and they're like, it's weird because they're like making people back up. Hey, get out of the way. Like making people like get as far away from me as possible because of protocols. They don't want like me to get COVID or whatever. So I end up getting to the suite, and when I got there, like opened the door and Talon saw me and she's like, she knew something was wrong. And it was like one of her first games, like being there. And she was like, Daddy, you play football with your friends? And I was like, yeah, Daddy was just playing football with his friends. I was like, Daddy ouched his knee though, so he's going to be home and we're going to hang out a lot. Like we're going to be able to hang out all the time now.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I'm excited. It's like, that's awesome. Your dad's literally going through a huge traumatic experience, but I appreciate you, Win. And she's like, you don't want to play football with your friends? I was like, no, I want to come hang out and Win. And she's like, you sad? And I was like, no, I'm not sad. I'm like literally like holding back tears. Like my daughter, she's like my counselor.
Yeah.
So I get to see them, which was really cool. But after I got to talk to Tay for a little bit, and then I went down and got some ice. And then when y'all tied it up for us to go into overtime, I was like, I got to get the fuck out there. We're gonna win.
Yeah.
And sure, like I walked out there while KB was walking out for the overtime coin toss. And I was like standing next to Arthur Smith for the entire, like every play call he had. And it was sick just to watch Arthur like in a huge pressure situation.
Just operate.
Dude, operating like a gangster. Like so calm. I'm not going to say any plays because we'll get in trouble. See that?
Yeah.
We'll stay on top of it. But like so calm, just like, hey, all right, this is what we're doing. Like he even said like in the mic at one point, he's like, all right, calm down. Just calm down. All right, first and 10. And then he just starts going into the next play.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, this dude's a fucking gangster.
He's a savage.
Dude,
you know
Arthur's
how
a savage, bro.
You know how we walk around and talk about like BDE and big dick energy and stuff?
Yeah.
After the game, when we got done, I was like walking back to my locker, and he happened to be behind me. He was like, hey, how about that big dick energy? I was like, oh God, you are the man.
You're the fucking man. All right, that's sick.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, Art's a gangster. So, I mean, after that, I just went and got my
Well, we got to ride together. What do you mean? There's a lot in between there, dude.
Yeah.